Welcome back to Amplified. Tonight, we are highlighting an effort in New York that gives young people access to an activity that they may not get to explore much. This particular foundation puts kids on the ski slopes and actually teaches them to snowboard. Not only is the Shred program giving inner city children access to fun in the snow, it goes beyond the classroom, becoming a career pipeline in an industry that's predominantly white. The mentoring piece is key here. According to a research review by the National Mentoring Resource Center, having a mentor was associated with an increase in students' orientation toward a distinct career or occupational pathway over and above other types of performance feedback and encouragement from supervisors at their workplace and school. By introducing kids to snowboarding, the Shred Foundation provides opportunities through enrichment programs and access to people in the industry. Danny Hairston created Shred with a mission of getting kids excited about the board as they learn how to navigate the slopes of life. Danny, welcome to Amplified. I am so excited to have you here. Danny is joining me now to talk about how valuable this experience on the fresh powder is for all of the participants. What is up, sir? I got to start off by just full disclosure. I was actually out on the slopes with Shred Foundation last weekend. My body still hurts. I ain't never been on a snowboard in my life. I had a cute outfit on though, because you know I got to show up right. And then I went out there, you know, fell on my butt several times. But nonetheless, I digress. I have to say, you know, amazing, beautiful, beautiful program that you are running. Could you start off, Danny, by telling us what makes this program so unique and why is it important for young people to take advantage of it?
Well, first, I want to say thank you for having me. I'm super excited, especially on this special occasion. So congratulations. I'm over the moon. For us with Shred, it really was important for us to create an experience unlike the experiences that they would receive on an everyday basis. Most of our youth don't understand anything outside of their 10-block radius. So for us to be able to take them outside of the inner city and take them up to the mountain and experience something that is foreign to them, not only creates those opportunities, but also allows us to teach valuable lessons about what happens when you come home from the mountain.
When you come home from the mountain. So give us an idea, one, of the type of students that are actually reaping the benefits from the Shred Foundation and how the program is impacting their lives.
Sure. I mean, we work with youth in the Boys and Girls Club, the Newburgh school districts. So for us, it's really an introduction, and through being out there, and as you just attested to, falling down and hurting yourself, being outside of the elements, it's all a part of a resiliency that we try to build into the youth, because especially for the youth that live in our communities, they're more of adversely affected by adverse childhood experiences. And one of the things that overcomes those ACEs is building up resiliency. So through the falling and the getting back up, through being in cold temperatures or being somewhere that's totally foreign to you, what we try to instill is that resiliency of, yeah, you did fall down, but get back up and try again. And then once you learn it and you fall in love with it, then we provide you the pathways to continue to do it, but also be a part of the culture, but also be representative of the culture.
You know, this is a culture that not too many people have an opportunity to be exposed to. I mean, you got a lot of barriers to actually being someone who actually could go snowboarding every single weekend, let alone really have an exposure to a career path, potential careers on the slope. So talk to us about how this program is giving participants an opportunity to explore, certainly for themselves as you know, kind of the sport of it, but also the potential careers that might come through this work.
Yeah, that was really the key for us when we created. I've worked for other organizations that provide access to snowboarding, but the one thing that we always missed was, how do we continue that? How do we continue to get kids to come out? How do we continue to be lifelong snowboarders? But also, where is that representation in the snowboard industry? I mean, you're talking about $504 million industry that's predominantly white, predominantly male. How do we provide these inroads for the youth? So for us, luckily, we have a outdoor retailer, Evo, who just recognized Shred as one of 5 organizations that they're targeting nationally that are BIPOC run, and they've committed to $10 million over the course of 10 years to help us and other organizations do this work. Share Winter Foundation is a foundation that is geared toward diversifying the winter sports activity, and we're their pilot program here in the Northeast. So with them, and then our partners at Union Bindings that provide us with snowboard bindings, but also provide us with opportunities for the kids to learn from the marketing, to learn how to create bindings, learn how to design bindings. So they create that pipeline, and Capita Snowboards, another one, Cole Headwear, another one of our partners, allows us to actually tap into their staff to actually mentor these kids in these paths. Because really, in snowboarding, in the snowboard industry, you get in on the ground level, working into a shop and then working your way up. So that's really our connection with our brands. Our brands are really on board with providing not only financial and material, but also providing those opportunities to learn and opportunities to work their way through the industry. Evo is working with us on creating a curriculum to create work in retail. So, we're really dependent upon our partners, and they've really have gone above and beyond to helping us create what we create out on the snow.
I cannot emphasize enough for those of you who don't ski or snowboard on a regular basis how big a deal it is to see 40 or so odd young black and brown people show up on that white powder. People are looking around like, where did this bus get off from, right? And asking questions like, hey, in fact, when we were just there this weekend, someone even said, how can I donate? What are you doing? This is amazing. It's not something that we're familiar with, and certainly we're not used to, people aren't used to seeing us there. I wonder if you could just share a bit about how do you recruit and get kids who may not have had prior access to actually want to hit the slopes. And I ask that question, it's important to me because folks always say, well, black kids don't want to do that, right? Black kids don't want to do that, but that's not really true. So tell us a little bit about, how you get them out there.
You're right, it's not true, but even in this position, I run into it. I mean, I go to organizations and agencies offering the program because it's free of charge. None of our youth pay anything to go out. They don't pay for their boards, they don't pay for the rentals, they don't pay for lessons, they don't pay for the transportation or food. It's entirely free. And I present this to organizations, and a lot of times that is what I get. So when I recruit, when I meet an organization, I show up. I come in with my snowboard, I come in with all my gear to let them know that there is someone that looks like them that's actually out there doing this and who loves to do it. So when I show up and I bring my board with me, they see it and they kind of gravitate toward it. And we're in a position now where you're starting to see a lot more representation as far as athletes. I mean, we've had athletes in the past, like Russell Winfield and Keir Dillon, those individuals who are professional. But we're starting to see more individuals like Zed Powell actually out there and making names for themselves. So it's not as hard as it was, say, 4 or 5 years ago when we started this, but part of it just comes with me showing up and saying, hey, I look like you look like me, you can do this. And just providing them the access. Our kids will do anything that we provide them access to. We sell them short, we roll up basketballs in the gym and not, challenge them to try other things. So, I'm really big on going out there and recruiting and showing them that they can do it.
Yeah. Danny, while I have you, I just want you to talk more about the variety of workshops that you're offering and the life skills that kids are being exposed to, because that mental toughness piece of the mentoring, I think, is really what sets this program apart.
Yeah. I mean, for me, snowboarding is my escape. I'm someone who is an advocate for mental health, having dealt with mental health issues myself. So for me, the snowboarding for me is my therapy. So what we started to do is we started to bring in mind and body programs. We're starting a Pilates and yoga class for our kids. I'm currently raising money now to bring social workers into the program to provide that mental health piece. But also, with the career pieces, the mentoring for photography workshops, videography workshops. We just signed a deal, or working on a deal with Snow Operating, which runs Mountain Creek Resort and runs Big Snow, the indoor facility at American Dream. And they're going to be our resort partners, and they'll be the individuals that we'll be sending kids to actually learn how to run a resort, how to work at a resort. The resorts were
Wow.
3.1 billion, estimated 3.1 billion going into 2022. So, providing not only the access to the snow, but the healing, the mental and the physical toughness and care, but also providing tangible, creative skills for the kids who continue to love this, to provide that outlet for them.
Love it. Danny Hairston, CEO and founder of Shred Foundation. Thank you so much for being with us and for sharing all about the program. It's awesome.